What's up guys, Andrew here. So if you haven't seen any of my videos, my quick little story, I started smoking weed, I spent 15 years of my life smoking weed. And after 5 years I was pretty sick of it and I wanted to stop and I couldn't stop. Turns out I was hooked, fuck, right? And so I essentially spent 10 years trying to quit smoking weed. During those 10 years I quit, but just temporarily. Sometimes just for a few days, just for a few weeks, or just for a few months. But I would go back to it eventually, for whatever reason, and or would get hooked on something else, which turned out to be worse than smoking weed. So then it would end up just smoking weed again, and so I had to go deeper, essentially, try other things to break free of it. I've kind of studied all kinds of psychologies, done so much, lots of different transformational work, etc. And now I'm in a really great place. I've been free from it for a while. And so I'm 30 years old now. I started trying to quit when I was 20. So I'm going to tell you something which I want you to try as well. I was 20 years old. I was actually stoned doing this, I think, but I kind of envisioned myself at age 40, so 20 years later. I envisioned myself, okay, at that point, I'm going to be really successful, I'm going to be sweet, I'm going to be all good, life's going well, I've got my shit together. I'm closing my eyes because it helps me to visualize. Yeah, got my shit together, I'm making decent money, I'm happy, I'm free, I'm strong, I'm powerful within myself. And at that point, I'm not smoking weed. I know I'm not smoking weed at that point because I've got my shit together, essentially. I don't perceive I'm going to be a weed smoker at that point. So that was me 20 years from now in the future. And so, okay, I'm not smoking weed at that point. I've just got no interest, no desire. So I realized, so that means my future self knows something that I don't know quite yet. My future, because my future self isn't smoking weed, just doesn't have those issues, doesn't have even that desire. No, it's not part of his life, part of his reality. So he knows something that I don't know. His way of thinking is different to my current way of thinking. He sees something that I don't see yet. He knows something I don't know yet. So I made it my mission, age 20, made it my mission to find out what he knows, essentially to fill in the gaps. Whatever he's thinking, I want to find out what he's thinking and put it into my mind and learn it and make that way of thinking my new way of thinking. So I want that to be your mission. I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself. See yourself 20 years from now, your ideal self. And be ballsy. Ballsy. I'm sorry, I'm English. I don't pronounce my L's very well. Ballsy. Have some, as in, don't hold back in your wishes, your desires about yourself. Who do you really want to be? Not who you think you can be, or who your parents told you, or your friends think you can be, but who do you really want to be? And visualize that. See that. See it and feel it, as if you are that. And you can even take it a step further. Your future self, you now as your future self, your powerful self, your ideal self, your loving self, your strong self, your free self, peaceful self, your wise self. As that self, what advice would you give your current self, your younger self? What advice would you give to your younger self? So I think that's really powerful. And doing that regularly can have a huge impact. And don't just believe me, I invite you to try it. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.